What really appeals to me about coaching, and what I like about Sanctus when I have Sanctus Coach and do Sanctus groups, is that I'm made to feel by the facilitation and by the coach that I have the answers within me.
Sure. This is cool doing it this way.
Yeah, it's nice. I'm just kind of letting it flow.
Yeah.
Why, when and how did you get into therapy and then coaching?
It's a really good question, and I imagine that each time you ask me that I might have a slightly different answer.
Yeah.
If I were to answer it just now, as I reflect on it, it'd be that I enjoy relationships a lot. I really enjoy being in contact with people and knowing them and knowing myself in relation to them. And in part, it seemed like an extension of stuff that I already studied.
Okay.
I didn't want to be an academic philosopher. I was studying philosophy, but didn't want to do the academic part of it, but felt like something in psychotherapy and coaching was like living philosophy.
Did you feel like you already had that role in like maybe your friendship circles as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
One of my best friends said to me when I started training, I hope you realise that no one's going to think that this is actually how you are now, that you're going to think that you're like this because you're a therapist or because you're a coach.
So that's his way of saying you're not going to change.
Well, he said you're already like this is already how you are in a way. So I feel like I found my calling.
First day you started your psychotherapy degree, or?
That was in the autumn of 2010.
So 7 years from, let's say, your sort of christening or when you first got interested into therapy and coaching and whatnot. What have you seen, what do you think's changed in that time in terms of just like people's perception on mental health, on therapy, on coaching? Has there been anything that you've noticed?
So what I do see changing is a generational thing.
Okay.
That people in what I experience as our generation,
the millennials,
yes, if that's what we are, are playing with the idea of mental health not being an isolated part of us, but that it's every day how I do things, how I set up my life, the conditions in my job, the conditions at home affect me, and what power I have to change those, or not accepting what I can't change.
And where does Sanctus fit into that, into your journey as a coach and therapist, and I suppose this generational shift, which I definitely agree with.
I see Sanctus for me as another way to help people on their journey towards living more kind of fulfilled and satisfied lives.